3 true scary Reddit stories. Number 1. The cat.
My grandmother lives in a very old house that was built in the late 1700s, and it has graveyards on both sides. I was visiting, and my friend who I hadn't seen in months stops by to say hello. We are walking along the old cobblestone driveway when he begins talking about his newfound spirituality, with regards to feeling tuned in to things. He had been away at a rehab program, and I believe that he experienced some kind of cerebral or spiritual awakening. Anyways, as we are talking, my grandmother's cat walks over to us and starts rubbing up against my leg. After a while, I realize she won't quit and that she is trying to tell me something. I start to follow her, and I soon realize she is going to the graveyard. Every time I stop following her, she turns around and rubs my leg until I begin walking behind her again. When we finally get to the graveyard, she jumps up on a gravestone, balancing on the slender part of the stone, and will not move. She begins hissing when we try to take her off the headstone. After some research, we realize that the grave was a woman who had lived and died in our house in 1925.
Number 2. The girl.
6 years ago when I was 17, I was staying the night at my best friend's house. We were sleeping on the bed, and I woke up in the middle of the night. There was a girl, around 6 or 7 years old, standing at the foot of the bed looking at us. I was so freaked out I just kept looking back at her. I was too scared to do anything. Eventually, she slowly faded away. I swear this really happened, but I'm not sure if it was a ghost or if it was somehow semi-awake and I dreamed it. Scariest thing I ever experienced though, regardless if it was my imagination or really a ghost. I didn't tell my friend for a couple months because I couldn't really believe it, so I thought he definitely wouldn't. Then a few months later, he was telling me how one night they were in his room and he heard kids laughing in the family room. He went to his bedroom door to listen better, and when he got to the door, there was a loud thunk on it, like someone hit it. He ran out of the room thinking someone was in the house, but when he checked the house, there was no one there and all of the doors were still locked. I told him about the girl I saw when he told me the story, and his face turned pale white.
Number 3. Ice cold.
I was with my girlfriend at the time. We were laying in my bed and the lights were out. We weren't talking, just both thinking. All of a sudden she rolls over and hugs me really tightly. I, of course, hug her back. But then this feeling just hit me. If I wasn't already laying down, it would have knocked me over. It was a total feeling of dread and panic. I'll admit, I have had panic attacks in the past, but this definitely wasn't the same. I hugged my girlfriend back as hard as I could. I never felt a feeling like this before. My girlfriend is one of those people who always is really warm. But even in her arms, I felt ice cold. I could feel this evil, awful feeling, and it seemed like it was coming from one corner of the room. It was kind of like sensing your friend behind you when they aren't saying anything. I honestly believe there was a demon or something in my room. I got the courage to speak, and I said, "Cindy, do you feel that?" And she felt a cold, evil feeling. This all lasted about a minute. She decided to call her friend who was studying to be a youth pastor. I got up and turned the lights on and came back to the bed. She called Ryan and put him on speakerphone. Ryan prayed for us, and we both closed our eyes and listened, praying in our heads. When the prayer was done, the room felt lighter, and it wasn't cold anymore. But after a little small talk to ease the tension, Ryan asked, "Were you two talking while I was praying?" We were like, "Of course not. We were just listening." He said he heard from the phone a deep, gravelly voice telling him to stop. And he said he felt an awful, cold, evil feeling overcome him while he was praying. That freaked me out, and my girlfriend drove home immediately afterwards because she was super freaked out too. I went in my dad's room to tell him I thought that a demon came into my room. He was sleeping though, and just muttered something about going back to sleep. Thanks, Dad. So yes, I am convinced it was a demon or some kind of evil spirit. It never came back, but why did it come in the first place? That's the problem I have with the whole thing. What was it trying to accomplish? I don't think I'll ever know.